If you're a personal trainer, if you're an online fitness professional and you don't want to earn 6 figures a year, this is not for you. However, if you want to be able to have a predictable machine to be able to bring in leads for you, and you want to be able to have the confidence of knowing how to build your online fitness business, then stick with us to the end, because I'm going to be showing you 3 campaigns that we have proven to work right now to bring in leads for you. Once you have these 3 systems set up, you're going to be able to have leads coming on, and you're going to be able to chill out because you're making sales, you're signing on new clients. But really importantly, this is not what we call, and what we see so many other people doing, that really is the rectal extraction method. They're just pulling shit out of their bum holes at the end of the day. This is knowing exactly what's working right now. And I want us to share a story of Nick. So Josh, the amazing coach that is going to be able to help Nick do everything he's going to do, is going to show you right now what it is that you need to be able to do as well.
Yeah, I mean, Nick is one of my favorite people in the world just because he's one of those coaches that really cares about his clients. And I can actually confirm this for a fact because I moved to Bali, big move 8-9 months ago. Body was out of whack, mindset was all over the place. I needed something to really dial myself back in. I actually bought Nick's program, so I was a client of Nick's, which is kind of cool. But Nick was a guy that made between $2 and $3 grand a month working at the local YMCA over the United States for years and years. And then I found out last month from when we're shooting this, he had 17 leads and he's selling a $1,500 coaching package. The opportunity inside his sales pipeline is amazing. So he actually was able to build out an audience, which are using the campaigns that we talk about every single day. So I'm super proud of Nick. And because he had the right content going out, he had the right ads set up, he had the opportunity to build a list of people that knows who he is and to continue to consume his stuff. The coffee's talking right now. We got a lot of stimulation going on right now. I love this. He was able to build a list of people that know, like, and trust him, and therefore he had the opportunity to sell them into his coaching program.
So let's go through these 3 campaigns and then swing back around to really dissect exactly what Nick's being able to do, which is going to be exactly what you're going to be able to do as well. But really importantly, to make this as clean, as simple, and to give you as much value as possible out there, because we know the stuff that we're giving away for free is far superior to so many what business coaches are selling you. Is I'm going to pop a link below for you to get access into the free group. Inside of this free group, we have the 10K course showing you exactly what to do to make the next $10,000 of sales. You're going to get my book, your first 100 clients for free, and you're going to have us as your coaches answering your questions in live calls each and every week as well. So click the link below to be able to get that. Now, let's go into these 3 campaigns. This is what we do with each and every member that comes on board. Every FitPro that comes to us and says, Chris, Josh, I want to be able to get more leads, this is exactly what we're executing. Step number 1, we need an audience building campaign. Most likely what is happening right now for you is you don't know how to get people that don't know you to know you. Okay, so people that don't know you, how do you get them to know you? But importantly, how do you get the right people as well? The people that are actually going to be willing to actually pay for your service and be the type of clients that you absolutely love, okay? So we're attracting the right type of people. Now, really importantly, this is where you need to be able to have 2 things in place. Number 1, the messaging. You need to be able to talk exactly to them so that you can show that you have the solution for what it is that they have as well. 2, the targeting. Where are you putting that message at the end of the day? If I just put a billboard in a rice paddy, what good's that gonna do unless I'm attracting Balinese rice farmers, okay? Not gonna be great. So you need to be able to put the right message in the right place. You need to have that match, okay? So the audience building campaign. So check box number 1. Do you have an audience building campaign set in? No, do it, yes, amazing. Thumbs up, green light. Next, you need to have a relationship building campaign. This is really important because what we see most coaches trying to do is they're trying to go for the kill straight away. They're trying to go for the sale. They're trying to say, hey, buy my stuff. I've got this program, it's great. No, that's not what's going to happen. And typically what is going to happen is if you are putting content out in the world and you're kind of getting crickets, at least you're putting posts out there, you're doing videos, you're doing all that stuff people are telling you to do, but you're not getting leads and you're not getting clients, you're falling into the friend zone, right? They see your stuff, they might like it, they might comment once in a while, but they're not turning into your clients. And remember, the only reason you're doing this stuff is to get clients, to build your business. It's not to just get a couple of like hearts on your post. That's not what
Hearts don't pay the bills.
Yeah,
That's what I
you can't put hearts into your bank balance. The next step is what you need to be able to do is making sure that are you building the trust and empathy, and does your audience actually know that you can solve their problem? That's why we need to build a relationship with them. And it doesn't take just one post. It's not just one video. You need to do this over and over. You need to be in front of them consistently. They need to see your message time and time again. And that's the biggest problem with a lot of social media algorithms is people aren't seeing your stuff. So if people aren't seeing your stuff, you're not building that relationship, and your content that you're probably spending a lot of time trying to do isn't actually being worthwhile for you as well. Then the third campaign that we're going to be able to get set up is being able to have an application building campaign. So this is when we actually start to transfer them from marketing to sales. We put them into your sales process so that they're actually coming to you ready, willing to come on board and pay for your services so that they can have you as your coach. And so what you need to think about with this is just so important right now. Is what you're giving them actually valuable to them? And do they know that, right? If you're just saying, hey, jump on a call with me,
Why?
you're probably just some quite random person off the internet at the end of the day. The biggest problem, and like this is it, if you could just solve this one thing, dudes, take it. You don't need to join us at all. Build an amazing business and life. You need to have a high converting offer. That's it. One of my mentors that I very first started with, James Tramko, banged this message home, and I am so thankful that he did. You need a high converting offer, which is what you're selling at the end of the day, your message communicating across of what you have. Is it an absolute no-brainer for your market to say, yes, I want to come on board. Oh my God, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, this is exactly what is going to give me the solution to solve the problem that I have. That's all we need to be able to do. Now, after going through these three campaigns, let's talk about how Nick is actually being able to get leads coming on board and how he's making sales.
And here's why I think it's working as well, because I want to give you the nitty-gritty tactics, but I also want to show you the big picture of like the lesson that you need to take away from this. If you see everyone doing something, either it really, really works or it doesn't work at all. So it's like when everyone is zigging, you should be zagging. And if you just scrolled on your Instagram or Facebook, pick any social media platform, what is everyone doing? Super salesy, super transactional content. Click on the link down below, 10% description, all that crap. I think everyone's doing it, and everyone in the consumer's mind is realizing that doesn't work. There's no relationship. Before you ask someone to marry you or whatever.
Can I just say one thing? Because I think this is a really good point. If what you're doing is not working, then at least have the humility to know I need to change.
That's gold. If you don't have the business you want, there's a reason why. And like that's why we make these videos for you guys. So just take this, right? This is just constructive feedback here because it's gonna help you. Nick does a really good job of caring about the people that he's trying to sell and coach, which means he is taking the time to be forward thinking enough to think about what people actually want. What do they need? Right, so if you can come over to the Facebook group, I'll give you the customer avatar finder, which is a great like 12-minute teaching piece. That's super simple, but people love it in terms of figuring out who their market is. Because if you can't figure out who you're actually talking to, there's no way you can actually meet them halfway and communicate with them. So you're gonna want that. So Nick does a great job of knowing who he's talking to, but actually getting into the strategy and what actually happens. Nick runs an ad. This ad takes people to his free Facebook group. Inside the Facebook group, he gives them great, valuable content that people actually want. From there, people are very open to having a conversation with him, particularly in the DMs. I like marketing in public, selling in private. So in the DMs, he can start a conversation with them, figure out what the problem is, what they need the most help with, to then get them actually into the sales process of getting them booked in for a call. So Nick, Facebook ad, taking people to the Facebook group, getting people inside the Facebook group to spark a DM conversation. DM conversation takes them into the two-step sales call process. From there, they've seen Nick's ad. They've seen probably 5 to 10 pieces of his content. They've chatted with Nick or his virtual assistant inside the DMs. By the time they get to the sales call, they're so hot to trot. Nick said this to me. He goes, Josh, they're not sales calls. They're kickoff calls for my clients. So that's exactly what Nick is doing, and it works because it's giving value first before trying to take anything. It's process oriented, not just the end result of making a sale oriented. So anyways, this whole process works for Nick because once people get to the Facebook group, he has people that want to be inside the community. And so when he has content inside the Facebook group, it's resonating with them. And because they're like, I know, I like Nick, he's teaching me something. Unlike everyone else, they're super open to actually getting inside the sales process of having a DM conversation with him, going back and forth, and then actually booking in for a sales call. So Nick understands who he's talking to. Facebook ad goes to the Facebook group. Great content inside the Facebook group goes to the DMs. DMs goes to the sales process.
Literally, this is the process of what's working right now. And I understand because you've talked with a lot of coaches in the past year, and the vast majority say, I want more leads, which is exactly why we're sharing this with you today as well. But I think it's also really important to understand, yes, you need leads, but you need a process to be able to turn those leads into clients as well. You need a process to be able to have those new sales, those new clients actually coached properly as well. And you need to make sure that all of it's actually operating properly, so you actually have a business that is a business at the end of the day. Otherwise, it just turns into you having to do all of the different roles, trying to spin all the plates as well. And that's not fun either, because that can become a lot of work, a lot of stress, and it really does feel like you build a business on sand rather than building something on a really firm foundation. Because ultimately as well, you want to make sure that you can walk away from your business, at least for a little part of the time, because most fitness professionals don't have a business they can walk away from for 2 to 4 weeks at least, because leads won't come through, sales won't get made, coaching doesn't get delivered at all, things break, it falls apart, and that's not fun whatsoever as well. So that's why we want to put this into a complete context so you know what it is that you need to be able to do. And that's why inside of the group, you'll see that these trainings that we've got for you will literally lay out so you will know, okay, maybe you've got a bit of a Swiss cheese problem. You've got a couple of holes here and there. These are the exact steps that you need to be able to do to be able to fill them as well. How do you feel with that?
Feel great. You can't mess this up. The whole system, it's already done. The system does the heavy lifting so you don't have to. So you thinking, sitting there on your computer trying to figure all this stuff out, you don't have to do that anymore because we already did that for you.
Amazing. All right, click the link below. We'll see you inside of the free group and answer all your questions, and looking forward to seeing you on the inside.